And welcome to another episode of Cruising with Kayfabe. I'm Mongo.
I'm Emily.
And today we're going to do some World's End predictions because tomorrow night it's the end of the world as we... Oh, wait, no, it's a song. But it's World's End, not the great movie with Simon Pegg, which if you haven't seen the World's End with Simon Pegg, the Shaun of the Dead trilogy, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End, great friggin' movies. Highly recommend those movies if you haven't seen them. Looking forward to this pay-per-view, looking forward to talking about these matches. There's 12 matches, including the pre-show. A lot of chicanery, a lot of shenanigans. Speaking of shenanigans, we got DEC in the house. We got the TDS show. We have Dez and Taryn here. I heard Walter is Chris's partner, not Sammy.
Dead.
I mean, I'm sure that'd be a dream come true. So,
but whose dream and whose nightmare?
I don't know. But I will say for Taryn, just to get it right out of the way, Taryn, I'm sorry I said it backwards. A little tired tonight. Apologize that is right. Taryn does come first. She never comes second to anyone. So Taryn and Des show. There's a difference between. Well, I'm not going to argue with that one. I'm just going to mea culpa on that one. Anyway, I digress. So first of all, let's just get that away. Less than a month from the cruise. Like, holy shit. Every time I see that intro for our show, it just gets me more amped up for the cruise. I can't wait to get back on board. We know Desi is officially coming back on board. We know Terrence. We got 2 5-time Raiders. We got John. We got Jamal. We got all of our friends. We're going to be 4-time. I can't wait. I feel like we talk about it all year, but I just can't wait to be back in Miami, back on that boat.
Not to mention all the people that couldn't make it the last 2 are finally coming back. So we're going to see a really, really fun cruise this year. I think it's going to be wild.
This is probably going to be the
second rowdiest.
This will probably be the most wild one since the free drink package.
Yeah, like the free drink package definitely hit the nail on the head. Like there were no children aboard. Okay, except for that one person. I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but yeah, I don't know how they managed to get children on board on Cruise 3, but like props to them because I wish we had figured it out.
I know. I wish. I don't know how they got that. Definitely looked like he was under the age that you needed the vaccine. We had to go through all that BS too, but I just can't wait. And that's right. Commonwealth's going to be taking over because you have Haley and Oliver coming back. You have all the original international cruisers from Cruise 2 who couldn't make 3 and 4 coming back. So, Cruise 3 might have been a little light because it was the first one out of COVID. 4 was kind of everyone coming back, but this one's going to be a full-blown reunion.
It's just, I'm ready. I don't know. It's weird. I guess this year we're not there for the talent yet.
Well, I mean, they're not even announcing the talent until Tuesday.
But that's what I mean. Like, we don't need to be there for the talent because we have the TDS show coming on board. Cruising with Kayfabe's coming on board. I mean, Dave Spivak. We've got
DSP, another 5-time Raider. Everyone better go see Dave Spivak. Go see his shows. Be there. Rock your face off. Dez is going to be melting his face off to not only the Foo Fighters, but he's going to be there front row with Taryn rocking their faces off. And it's the original lineup coming back from what everyone's saying. So I'm excited. There's not a bad act on the cruise. And that's the thing. Everyone talks about, they haven't announced the talent. Well, we have Collision on Saturday while we're on the boat, plus a lot of stuff. So who knows? They might have to do some last minute, but I'm just excited as long as they put some good music on. They got those chicken fingers at 3 a.m. that Dev absolutely loves. The lifesavers that you get over O'Sheen's. As long as it's just fun. I'm just looking forward to have 4 days of fun.
Well, I mean, there's so much to look forward to, like crepes.
You love your crepes. Daz, you love those chicken fingers. And as Taryn says, they make great projectiles too. I want to take... I don't know, Taryn. That might be a little too mooky for you. I don't know if you can take 3. Maybe 2 suitcases will be your limit this year for stuff. I mean, we do know that you... Oh, wait, it wasn't you, was it? Oh, it was other mookie people who like to sit outside with action figures out of the Stardust and try to get people to sign stuff.
Yeah, don't be that person.
Instead of the autograph session like every other normal person. Like these
not even there.
Posters.
There's not room for your shit in the autograph session. Okay, you are there to get a poster signed, and you can buy the poster the first night at the merch area.
And I'm not to down people like who collect autographs are weird, man. I used to collect.
Why would we down people that collect?
No, I'm saying it, autographs in general have always been kind of weird to me. Like I started out when I was younger doing football and getting a helmet signed by a bunch of players, and then after I was like, I'm just getting grown dudes to sign my helmet. Like it's kind of weird when you look at it in hindsight. They're like, "Hey, can you scribble on this for me?" I don't know what half those signatures says. People don't know how to write cursive for like the last 10 years.
I know mine say Chelsea motherfucking Green.
Well, at least get your titties signed. I mean, I can do my Cody Rhodes one. I don't know if I can show that on the show yet, but you and Des did. Yeah, but that's an experience. That's an experience. Listen, getting the titty signed is an experience versus a piece of paper that I can't even read. Yes. Personalized, that's completely different. Like I have one of my favorite ones is when I met Johnny Lawrence from the Karate Kid, the real Karate Kid. He signed a Funko. I only wanted to get a picture with him, but he was like, "Do you want this?" And I was like, "Okay." So he gave me a Funko Pop. I don't collect pops, which is weird because I collect everything else. But he signed it for me, and I was like, "Oh, I guess it's kind of cool that he wrote my name on it." But I only do the poster just because it's something to sign. And usually I have something stupid. Like, I have Joey Janela sign Cody's dog on the second cruise because like I'm not even on this fucking poster. I mean, I've seen people get Bible signed at Comic-Con, so I bet John would bless that Bible for you, Taryn.
Did you get the Bible last year?
Last year?
Yeah, wasn't there a band last year that gave out Bibles?
Oh, I know you're talking
right about. I'm not wrong here, right?
Yes. But no, I can't wait. I think the only thing that I'm a little, I wouldn't say stressed about, but worried about, it's just weather. Because I know a lot of these flights for all of our friends depend on weather, and it is wintertime.
You know what, though?
When I see people telling me they're flying in the day of the cruise, Striper, thank you, Des. You have more cojones than I do. I could not fly in the day of the cruise unless I had to, because I'd be shooting masonry at my pooper. I'd be shitting a brick, as they say.
You know what?
I couldn't do it. The day before is like just enough.
There's one cruiser we don't have to worry about.
Who's that?
Jamal. He is no longer dealing with Chicago.
True. Oh, Des, I know you have no choice, but it's not like you wanted to fly on the day of the cruise. I think that's different. Choosing and wanting to are different. I know people who are choosing to just because it's
every
easier.
Flight like that, Des? Is it every flight?
I couldn't imagine. I just couldn't imagine this. Like, I know someone who did a Disney cruise and they were supposed to board at like noon. That was like their check-in time. They got to the port at 2:00 and there was only 3 other families in the terminal when they got into Disney. And I was like, see, I don't know, because I think Emily would be strangling me like Bart strangling Homer the entire way getting to the port, that you better get me to this fucking ship. We paid $3,000 to get on this damn ship, get me on this damn boat. So we try to come in at least a day or two early and, grab a hotel, grab somewhere to eat, but
I don't know. This year I heard there's a really awesome party going on. So
yeah, and I heard it's not at Old Tom's either. Wink, nudge, nudge. Thank God. Or any other wrestling show. Des says he'll be in Toronto for a week and can only.
At least it's closer than where you are, though. I mean, Toronto's not close, but it's closer.
And Des, you're in Toronto for a great reason. So I mean, you get to train at one of the most famous places for comedy. So that's amazing. Jamal, excuse me. It doesn't matter where you are. Yes, I can't. I'm with you. I'll try to fly out as early as I can. I was lucky enough that my job now allowed me to take time off. Emily works primarily on the weekend, so it was easier for us to leave during the week. But I think the very first cruise we did, we cut it within a couple hours of the day before, and that was tense. We came in late the night before. We were tired, couldn't really enjoy it. Flying in early Thursday. Coming to see Cleveland. I don't know. We have a bunch of people, Brian and AJ, coming from Ohio. Weather, lake effect, snow. It's no joke, but
we also like to have like a day when we come back as well. We don't always like to be going into, an airport the second we get off the plane off the boat, because we want to kind of take in what's gone on. You kind of tend to forget things if you don't give yourself time to remember what happened.
And I just want to point out this. We have Veronica coming down the 24th. That's where we're flying down as well. And then I can't wait for pre-party night at Old Tom's. I agree. It's going to be super lit. The Terran Appreciation Society is going to be in full force. I can't wait because that's going to be the first reunion of many.
I heard that we have a sponsor of Top Rope Plushie, which is huge.
I agree. Make sure you support Nani. She's going through a lot right now. She could definitely use it. Check it out. We've had an episode on our archives as well. I can't wait for it all. It's funny. I almost feel like I rushed the holidays. I almost feel like, so I hope everyone had a great holidays. I almost feel like I rushed it, but that's almost because to me, the cruise is Christmas.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. This is what I'm looking forward to more than the fact that
how was your Christmas?
My Christmas was great. I got to spend it with you and Cam. We got to exchange gifts. We got to see Cam have smiles on his face. I got underwear, so I'm super happy because, as every guys knows, it's the best time of year. We get to throw out the old holy bastards, the religious underwear, as I call them. We get some freshies.
Yeah. I got socks. I did not.
I didn't buy the socks. Listen, I got you whoopie pies. For those who know.
Yeah, so Mongo found a great little New England area, not a restaurant, but whatever you found. The whoopie pies are delicious.
Des, I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, listen, I'm not much of a religious person, but I had a lot of holy shorts. I had to eventually replace those. It was getting a bit drafty down here. So it was definitely time for a change. I'm not waffling about it or anything. I think it was great to celebrate, but I'm more ready for the cruise. I'm more ready for. I got cruise shorts, that came in for the cruise that I can't wait to wear.
Don't worry, guys. He won't be walking around in his boxers this year.
Not that you know of. A lot of things happen after 2 a.m. Trust me.
Well.
Yeah. So I think that another cruise tip too, for those who are close to the cruise, who are just wanting to come down to have fun, just realize what we're all going down there. I know there's been a lot of complaining on some of the, not message boards, but the group of this and that, and this isn't there, and I don't see this, I can do this. All this stress is going to be worth it as soon as you get on that deck and Fozzie's playing us, sailing us away, and we're all toasting shots. Realize that we're heading out into the middle of the ocean to have a great time, and that's all that matters that day. Is his number one rule: have a great time. Because I've never left the Jericho cruise saying that sucked.
That's right. And to start the day off, beforehand, going and hanging out with TDS, and I think that the pre-piss up is going to be amazing. And I can't wait to be able to, we're going to figure out a way to both make it. We'll make it work.
Where there's a will, there's a way. There's always a way. Giving out secrets left and right on men. No. I only talked about the left and right, certain other element that you had to cover up. I wasn't giving out any other secrets, not yet anyways. That's for the Patreon, $1 a month. But I'm just kidding. But
where you may be able to buy set underwear with holes in them.
I threw those away. I ain't a weirdo on that. I'm not selling my underwear.
I'll sell his underwear.
Go for it. I just don't
Anybody want to buy it? Let me know. I will sell
Mongo's
underwear.
Well, I mean, there was this when I worked at the bank, there was one lady.
Oh.
You gotta listen to this. You'll really enjoy this story.
You better let Gary in here for this. I hear him knocking.
Oh yeah, and everyone, please welcome to the show from Honor the Elite, our good friend Gary.
Gary's knocking.
I just offered up if anybody wants to buy Mongo's underwear. I'm selling his holy underwear from last year.
I won't name her, but I worked at the bank for years and years through a drive-through, and this lady used to always come in because the supervisor computer was about a 45-degree angle so she could see me. And she would always come up to the window, and she sounded like the girl from Monsters, Inc. The one who would say, Wazowski, you're late again. Because she definitely chain smoked a pack of marbles every day before she came. But this raspy lady would always come up and be like, Josh, when you getting off work? I got a new hot tub I want you to break in. It's like, lady, I've seen your account. You can't be my sugar mama. Because she always said, I'm going to be your sugar mama and take care of you. I'm like, I've seen your account. You got 30 bucks in there. That ain't going to take care of me. And fail you not, every week she'd come in. She used to leave chocolate. She used to leave little roses for me. It's kind of creepy. That's one of the big reasons I wanted to transfer branches too, because This lady wanted to wear my skin like a fur coat.
I mean, if any of my guests want to bring me in some chocolate, I'm not opposed.
Well, the timing could not be more interesting, but that's okay. It's not like me and Josh has always said some random shit before. So
I want to hear about Des. This wasn't an ex. This was just some lady. This was just some lady who came into the bank that just wanted her a whole lot of Mongo. And
I'll say this one. I went up to New Hampshire recently and I found out one of my ex-boyfriends is currently working at a McDonald's. Karma.
Well, McDouble douchebag it is.
Apparently he's loving it. So,
and then for those who don't know, Gary is going to be a first-time cruiser this year too. He's also joining the cruise family. He does not know what he's in for.
Yeah, I got the notification on my email recently. I was like, "Whoa, that's pretty cool." Oh
yeah,
So the countdown begins, huh?
I don't think you know what you're in for when you get on this boat. I don't think you do, and I think the best part is he's going to be like everybody else. He's going to walk on this boat, and it's going to be just the jaw. Like you're just going to see.
You just have to watch them put the ring together. That is literally one of my favorite things. To just the science behind them putting the ring together on top of water. Don't give out the secret. It's a patent. He has a secret patent for this.
It's not a secret patent. He's talking about I'm talking Jericho. So if he's gonna spill the beans, I can spill the beans.
That's true.
But yeah, so you just kind of missed it before you came in, Gary. We were just talking about getting there early, having fun, going to the parties before, just enjoying yourself in the boat and remembering we're all on vacation regardless who's on the boat. And again, everyone in these comments, Gary, go back, check them out. You have Taryn and Des, the original, the TDS, DEC, blackout drinking, you name it, from when Fozzy sails away to when you stumble off that last day and you're just like, what the hell was that? Like that's literally the best way to describe it, is like, did that just happen? And measuring each other.
I believe this. Well, I really do. I mean, I've been to some really fun activity stuff, but I mean, not for a few days, but I've seen some. I mean, Des measuring each other in the hurdles.
Des does his own things in the cruise. Not everyone does, but Des does. Desi Poo is our special individual, and we love so much that has the most fun. And I don't think I could ever keep up with him. At least my liver couldn't, because it would look at me and just go, "I quit, bro." But if you want to see someone having the time of his life, just go look for anyone with a Drunk Eye Canadian shirt on or the DEC group. Yeah, I agree, Jamal. He's doing too much. So I think before we go too off the rails in that one, we should start with the purpose we're here today, which is the World's End Predictions tomorrow night on pay-per-view, 8 o'clock. Well, 7 o'clock for the pre-show, 8 o'clock. Holy crap, I can't wait for this card. I didn't know what to expect at first when they first announced it. I think actually Gary told me about it. They had trademarked the term World's End. All I could think of was that Simon Pegg movie, which I said earlier. And I was like, what the heck's this going to be? And that's pay-per-view. And again, another pay-per-view that has all the matches put on. You see the final card, you're just like, take my money. I can't wait to watch this.
Yeah, I still can't believe how many awesome matches are coming. It's insane.
I find it hilarious with the people that say no matches make sense. I'm like, either you really, 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 really love to be critical, which you are, or you just are just wanting to be fun, taking jabs on AEW. Because, okay, like when you think about the card, okay, when people were a little upset with, Swerve losing his match on Wednesday, I look at it this way. If Keith Lee didn't tease what he said on Collision, what are we doing? Taking 2 steps back again with the Keith Lee and Swerve feud? Yes, just like those urinals. Yes. He kind of is.
It stings! There you go, Jamal.
But yeah, when we go match by match, I can't wait to talk about it, because honestly, every time when TK puts a card together, you're going to have a hell of a fun ride.
Earlier I said I've never gotten off the Jericho cruise and said, that sucked. I've never watched an AEW pay-per-view when that was all right. That was terrible. It sucked. There's been times where I'm like, I would have liked this to happen to this. I fantasy booked myself in a corner, but I've never been generally disappointed in AEW pay-per-view.
No.
So I think that's already something to expect that we know. I mean, we start off with a bang. I mean, we don't even know who's in it. We have a 20-person battle royal where the future winner gets a TNT title shot. So I don't even know who to predict that because who the hell's in this match?
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing about it too. But I'm hoping there's one thing that will happen in the match. I hope it's a talent we have. Like, I'm hoping it's a talent that actually does get a push that we have not seen in a while. Hell, just maybe I'm being biased here, but Kip Sabian would be cool. That would be a nice touch. Not going to happen, but I don't know. I think what he's going to do is the people in that battle royal. I think it's going to be the people that actually should get a push. Maybe some originals. Somebody. Shit, give me Danhausen. I don't care. Maybe Danhausen. You never know.
I can see like a top flight entering this match. I can see like an Action Andretti, Commander, Vikingo. I can see a lot of those, like Luchasaurus, all Kill Switch.
Who's that?
A lot of these different talents, and I'm gonna pop Taryn real quick. I think maybe, I know it's the pre-show, but I think it's a good way to debut for a lot of eyes. I think maybe we get a certain Nemeth brother as the Joker in this.
Wow.
I think that formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, aka Nick Nemeth, is going to debut in this because that's just I could see that happening to really hype up, because then you're going to want to buy the pay-per-view. If he debuted on the pay-per-view, who's going to debut on the actual big show? And they haven't had a lot of debuts, but I could see Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler, coming in this battle royal and potentially even winning it just to shock everyone.
Interesting. Very interesting. But I don't hate it. I seriously don't. Darren, I think you're not the only one. It would be really, really cool. I think it's inevitable that it's going to happen sooner rather than later, that we're going to see, a.k.a. Dolph Nemeth, in
I just want to know
AEW, I think.
Why Des wants to put me in a urinal so bad. Did I do something, Des? Do I deserve a swirly? Because I feel like I'm going to get dunked in the urinal by Des.
So as far as like Dolph Ziggler goes, I'm a huge Dolph Ziggler fan as well. I think it's funny, like Taryn and I have so many wrestlers that we both love for different reasons, but like it's because I didn't start watching until 2014. These men were at their peak. Roman Reigns had his friends like turn on him, and then you've got Dolph Ziggler coming out there shaking his butt. Like I was, yes, sign me up. It was great. But like now I just want him in AEW because I can see how much Ryan could benefit from that, because Ryan's not a bad wrestler. And I think that it would be beneficial to see the two of them together. Tony Storm has
What about the
vignettes.
Hollywood Boys versus the Bollywood Boys? That'd be a fun little crossover. Nick and Ryan versus the Bollywood Boys.
But they could have comedy segments as well.
Please no.
I want it.
If I have to watch Nick or even Ryan do stand up one more time, I think I'm just going to walk away. I'm good. Ever seeing either one of them do stand up comedy again in my entire life.
I need it at least once.
But doesn't comedy usually involve comedy?
I think he's funny.
Well, before I get in trouble with Taryn on this one, I'm going to move on to the next match, which we have Hook versus Yuta for the FTW title, FTW Rules match. And I like this because I was telling Gary off air, I want Yuta and Hook to go for that pure title. I want to see Hook go to NXT ROH is what I'm calling this now, ROH NXT. Develop more in the ring because he's already got the charisma. He's already kind of got the it factor. Give him some more wrestling time. Give him some more opponents like a Yuta who can kind of help elevate the match. Let him have a run with that pure title and FTW title. It'd be so cool just to see him have a little quiet run at Ring of Honor and then come back to AEW when he's ready. Because I think that's what the plan is. So for this one, I'm going to let Gary go first like we always do. Who you think's going to win. But I'm just going to tell you either way, I'm happy because I think Hook kind of getting that little bit of a rub from Yuta and Ring of Honor is really going to help him.
Yeah, I think, this match is going to be fun for sure. gosh, I love both men for sure. I'm gonna go with. mm, since the FTW titles on the line, I gotta go with Hook. And plus, this is his backyard in New York. Because TK loves that hometown hero. So, um, damn, I think this match is going to be a sleeper, if I can be honest with you. So, yeah, my pick has to be Hook for this one.
All right, Miss Emily.
I think it's going to be very technical. I think it's going to be really fun to watch because it's going to be a lot of like the mat. I don't think that it'll be aerial or anything. So I think that Hook does come out victorious for the same reasons as Gary. It just makes sense.
No, I agree with both of you. I think it's going to be Hook. I think it's because the FTW title's on the line. I love Yuta. I agree with Taryn. He's so sweet. He's one of the nicest people I've ever met. We've talked nothing but love about Yuta. I just think, though, Hook needs this win to kind of keep that little bit of momentum going and then keep that feud going, because it seems like they're teasing this from him appearing at the pay-per-view to now have wrestling him. It's setting up a story for them to feud for that pure title. I can just feel it.
Yeah, I can too, especially when it started at the. Actually, no. I think, honestly, this feud started at Minneapolis, which is kind of funny because I was there when it all started. And then a couple weeks later, Hook was on ROH TV. So, yeah. It's a possibility, dude.
Next up, we have a match. It's classic. I don't know how to predict this one, so good luck, Gary, for going first. We have Andrade El Idolo versus Miro. I'm not sure if CJ is going to be in his corner because she is recovering from a nasty infection. I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram. She got like a splinter in her finger, and it's spread, and I feel so bad. So hopefully, I know she's out of the hospital now, but hopefully she's back, because this is kind of the story, her wanting to show she can be a manager for other people. I love that you have idiots like Cultaholic. They're like, oh, he's in another storyline like WWE. No, it's slightly different. Yeah, it's got the same vibe, but I kind of enjoy it because it's not just saying, oh, look, it's CJ. He's automatically paired up with Lana. She's already paired with Lana. I mean, Rusev and Miro. Sorry, so many name changes. Jesus. It's like a Quentin Tarantino theory. Okay, let me go backwards here. Good luck, because I don't know, because they both could use the win, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm going to go with... I have to go with Jay White's team, and obviously I feel, now the fact that Jay White lost, should he lose another match? Yeah, I get it. He's in a tag match, not a singles match. Should Andrade lose in this match too? Man, I have to go with Jay White's team. I do. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, Andrade has a match with Miro. Thanks for the comment there.
Oh, you're okay. I was like,
that totally dawned on me. But no, damn it. Now I might have to reverse.
You can redeem yourself. It's okay.
I gotta go with Danielson's team now. Now, just thinking about it. So I hope Jay White doesn't take the pin. No, I really don't. Because, man.
We're on Miro Andrade, sir. I'm still confused.
No, we're talking about the tag match.
We haven't gotten there yet. Well, we know your pick now for the tag match. I think.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I really spaced on that. My bad.
That's okay.
I'm going with Miro then.
Okay. So what do you think, Em? Do you think Miro or do you think Andrade? Because Andrade just beat Danielson. Sorry.
So yeah, Andrade just beat Danielson, but at the same time, like, I think that they don't have a lot of time to do these 3 matches. Right? This is still a pre-show match?
No, this is now the main card.
Oh, this is the opener? Okay, so again, like, they have all the time then, but I think that this is going to be a pretty quick match. I think that it will be something that is, like, submission-wise, like, what is it called? I want to say it's an avalanche. It's not an avalanche. He, like, pulls on their face.
Oh, like the camel clutch?
Yes, I think that's how Miro will win this. We all know I'm great with holds and all this.
Just be like Vince McMahon from the 90s. What a maneuver!
So I think that, yeah, like, he's going to do, like, the whole choke thing, and then Andrade's out, and it would only make sense. Miro.
So it seems like Miro is definitely the consensus here. I think Miro... but I think shenanigans, because I don't see Andrade losing clean. I do see Miro winning, but where he just beat Danielson. They're trying to, keep him injected in storylines. If you haven't watched the Continental Classic, go on YouTube. The entire thing, including the backstage promos, were posted. That was probably one of the best things AEW has produced this year. And one of the people who really shined was Andrade. He really showed who he was when AEW kind of first signed him before he got stuck in the Cody effects. But it really showed the talent he has, the passion. Now him working with Samuel, they don't just want to let's just throw him off. So another one of those stories I don't see being done because I think it deserves more of a story. So
yeah.
I think Miro, but I think there's shenanigans. I don't know what, but I think maybe CJ screws it up, accidentally costs Andrade the match. It causes friction if she's there.
Sharonica saying in the comments too. I think that the interference is definitely going to happen. But like I said, they have a lot of time, but I don't feel like this needs a lot of time because there's already been such a build that they just need to finish the story like other people.
George R.R. Martin is going to finish the story before Cody Rhodes. I just want to say that. And that's a little teaser for my prediction. He's the writer of Game of Thrones, if you don't recognize that reference. But the next match definitely has a long story. About a year now since Keith Lee was attacked. So you have Swerve Strickland versus Keith Lee.
Again?
In a grudge match. No, their first singles match.
Wow.
So remember after they broke up last year, December of last year, he double stomped him with a cinder block, put him out of action. Keith Lee came back and has kind of been going through Ring of Honor looking for him. Swerve's been freed up. He's banged up in the tournament. So now you finally have them facing off. It's been a year waiting. Yeah, they could have pulled the trigger earlier, but now we're finally getting this match. This is a hard one to predict, but man, I'm looking forward to this match.
This one here, I got to go with Swerve because the momentum is in his favor. However, this is the match. And again, kudos to TK making something work after when Swerve lost his match on Wednesday. If I could be honest, right when Swerve lost, I was thinking, whoa, is he really going to miss the pay-per-view? But no, he turns it into action, which is the match that everybody wanted to see. But this is going to be maybe another sleeper. This could be one of the best matches of the night as well. One thing that I like about matches like this, it's going to tell a story when they're in the ring. So, yeah, Jamal, I totally agree. Trust me. I think we all can agree.
I don't think Emily's picking Keith Lee. I'm guessing. Are you picking Swerve?
Of course I'm picking Swerve. I swerve when I drive.
She does. That's why we have new tires.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Calm down.
It's actually me who hits curbs more than her, so she's the safe one here.
So yeah, I just walk in traffic. It's fine. But yes, I think that Swerve takes this. Also, this is definitely match of the year contendership, depending on how it's played out. I can see this really just the build has been there, like Mongo said. I definitely want to see this go further.
No, it's going to be a match. I think it will be conclusive because Keith Lee kind of needs to go on this tear of building up. He can take the loss here. Swerve needs that rocket ship because I want Swerve to win the title in 2024. He's the one I want to see the most get the gold. I think he's ready. I think he's so over. I don't think he's ever not been popular, but now it's next level. Him breaking into to Hangman's house. Holy crap. Was that just like the most horror movie villain shit? And then you have him cutting off breaking Daddy Ass's fingers. Like, people forget about that too. The dude's a modern day Joker. Like he's that villain that he's always there and he's just going to get better. And if you have him lose his match, I know he could survive it, yes, but that doesn't help his story. His story is, all right, now I can get rid of this annoying ass tag team partner that used to hold me down, used to keep me from doing my thing. No. I'm going to the top. I ain't taking dead weight with me. So I think it makes more sense. And I know I overbooked the shit of everything, but it makes more sense for Swerve. So I completely agree.
For any challenge fan, they're going to trim the fat with this match, and I don't mean like negatively.
This is why Taryn does not want Sneaky Swerve to win. I'm sorry, Taryn. I didn't mean to bring back a traumatic moment for you. It was so creepy to see poor Daddy Ass get the, regardless of kayfabe or not. Ow! When you watch a movie and you see that done, you're like, ooh! Like, everyone knows what it's like to slam your fingers in the door, and you see that, and that's one thing I'm enjoying about AEW is everyone says there's no stories, there's nothing that draws you in, but their character development, when they focus on the right people, it's done right. I mean, Swerve's been another one of those people that he came in, you knew he was talented, but you never thought you'd see this quick. And I'm okay with it because I loved him back on NXT, when he was with Top Dollar and all them, when he was with Hit Row.
Maybe one of them debuts in the Rumble.
Please, no, I'm good.
I don't want to see.
I just don't want those memes.
Top Dollar or whatever doing like the over the top rope maneuver and then he trips and botches. No, I don't want to see that either, Emily. Shh, keep it down.
Nobody said that he has to sign. I'm just saying maybe he comes through in the Royale.
No.
Royale.
No.
So now we have a match that didn't know was going to happen, but obviously due to the injury to Kenny Omega, has been changed. It was originally the Winnipeg Golden Jets, and now against Ricky Starks and Big Bill, and now it is Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho, Sting, and Darby versus Big Bill, Ricky Starks, Takeshita, and Powerhouse Hobbs. So definitely interesting dynamic here. I'm kind of glad they protected Bill and Ricky and didn't just put them in a random tag match, potentially lose the titles. I'm glad now it's a non-title match and more of a grudge match because Kenny's taken out. We got some reinforcements. Still kind of has the Callis family interaction. Keep that going. I think it's fun. It gives Sting, his second to the last match. It gives him another match to kind of get that ring rust off. So when he goes out for his last match, he has a match under his belt. So I'm happy with whoever wins here.
You know what's funny when that, when all the teams came out on Wednesday, dude, I kid you not. I said this to Vicky, fix it, Omega. I really thought it was going to be a triple threat tag team title match. I really did. I thought it was going to be Jericho and, that one, Sammy Guevara and Sting and Darby against, of course, Starks and Big Bill. I really thought that was going to be the match that was going to happen. And then maybe Sting and Darby would have won just because that would be cool. Let them hold the titles for a while. Darby turns on Sting. We'll leave that to Revolution because I want to see that match be the match for me personally, the main event for Revolution, Sting and Darby. Spoiler, that's my prediction. I got that insight from Paul Heyman, by the way. Spoiler. But anyway, so this match here, this should be fun, but Sting has never lost. So I don't think they're going to lose here. Even if Starks and Big Bill does lose, it's not going to hurt them. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Sting, Darby, Jericho, and his buddy there, Sammy Guevara.
All right.
I feel like we're all pretty unanimous along most of these. I definitely think that this is going to be a fallout match. It makes a lot of sense to have the stories start to dwindle out of this. So
I could see them losing, but because either Sting's going to lose his last retirement match, or Sting's going to lose this match and win his retirement match, because I feel like he's only going to have one loss, and it's got to be a loss that matters. So I just realized I just talked myself out of it. So I don't really see them winning. I see Sting and Jericho winning. I was a little perplexed that Sammy kind of pulling a Big Show here, going back to a face. But then again, he just had a newborn, situation called for it with Kenny being out. It's kind of like when Edge did a quick face turn when Cody went out. So he kind of, switched someone else in that role. So I get it, because a lot of people online, he's in the Jericho vortex. But at the end of the day, I think it still could set up that Sammy's going to go on. Maybe they don't want to do the match against Jericho now. Maybe they'll save that in the can for later, for when Sammy needs that final moment. But maybe they plant the seeds of doubt. Maybe they plant that this was a plan all along. It's a double turn. He didn't really turn. that's the great thing is every time you think something's predictable, it goes the other way. So I see Sting winning here, but I have a weird feeling about this match. I don't think it's going to be like a turn, like you said, but I think maybe there'll be seeds. Like there'll be some seeds of doubt planted, kind of like when they originally teased Sammy when he was in the match against Jericho, and he like went to go pin him, but he didn't pin him, and he was like, "Oh, I could have pinned you," and they kind of planted those seeds. I think it'll be like that, because I do see another faction getting bigger tonight, but that's coming up, but it's not anything to do with this one. So I think Big Bill's taking the pin here just because I know that's what Taryn and Jeff would like. So Big Bill eats the pin. I think Darby does some crazy shit because it's Darby, and we have a fun match.
I don't think we'll see a lot of Sting in this match, but I think he'll have like a few big moves. And the entrance, I hope they all come out in paint.
And speaking of
calling it
entrance and Sting, this will be a perfect quick segue before we go to the next match. So for those who are going to Revolution with us in North Carolina, we have a plan for our section. So let us know what section you're in, because if you're in our section, I want you guys to help out. We want to make a bunch of signs that have the letter I on it and have some people with ST, obviously NG. And I want to try to get a wraparound of Sting, like the old days.
I will carry 100 posters.
Because we'll make a bunch of 8x11s and we'll hand them out. But I want to get a giant Sting as close as I can to wrap around half circle, like WCW style. Jamal, North Carolina.
We could do that on the back of it, just saying.
But I just think that'd be fun just to hand out, because people just fate. And I just think it'd be such a cool moment. Such visually, just because that's one thing I kind of miss. STI, Taryn. If I bring STI signs, people are going to think I'm dirty. I know what an STI is. But
wow.
I just think that would be a fun idea. So if like I said, whoever's going, let us know. I know Taryn, you guys are going not sure section, and maybe we can get on your side too. Maybe you guys can have the STI. We'll have a bunch of ends. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I just think it'd be fun to have it because it just, I think, look visually. And if I just say, I at least want Surfer Sting one more time before he retires, and one more demand, one more fake Sting mask with Sting. I just want those 2 more tropes before he retires, and I will be a very happy person. What are you? Did you want Surfer Sting back once?
Can we mention the fact that Jericho's got a bat and Sting's got a bat, so batter's up tomorrow?
That was well said.
Let's talk about the urinals. We got the bat measuring contest on the urinals. And Jeff agrees with Surfer Sting here. So, oh boy, I already derailed us. So now we're on the match that Gary's already told us about with Jay White's team, and essentially,
yes,
a small version of the BCC. So we have Claudio, Brian Danielson, Mark Briscoe, and Dan Garcia versus Brody King, Jay White, Jay Lethal, and Roosh in an all-star 8-man tag match. I think this is just going to be a fun clusterfuck of people. It just gives them something to do. This will definitely be that popcorn match, that kind of cool down match. Like they're going to have a big match for this. This will be that fun that you watch. I think it's just a way to showcase, and that way remind everybody how good that classic was. Somebody said earlier that it was over 5.5 hours of footage. I'd rewatch it again because I've rewatched some of the old G1s from the old New Japan YouTube channels they had there. This reminded me very much of like a G1 or like those kind of tournaments. And I like tournaments like King of the Ring style where they span out, but this had points. I enjoyed the way they did this.
Yeah, I
know round robins were new, but this blow off match is what a great way to kind of reward all of them, because there wasn't one bad match in this tournament. Like not one match was like, that match sucked.
I think tickets still are on sale, Gary. I'm not sure. I think they're like secondary now, so they're probably more expensive.
Yeah, they're pushing up. It's at over 13,000 sold right now tickets from the last I saw. So unless they tore down the stage, it could only hold like probably 16. I don't know. I'm not an engineer or anything, but I saw one PDF. I think, Gary, you have the link to that, and usually the ticket information. It's like the seating chart where they showed they didn't have the back half, which would be like 7,000-8,000, because it can hold about 20,000 people, because they do NCAA tournaments there. That's what it's famous for. I could see them doing like what they do with Survivor Series and Backlash, and doing a small stage and opening that up and selling it if there's demand. So I don't see them not selling them unless they can't.
Funny thing is, though, even if people are just barely seeing the show where they cannot see it except the what is it that they have basketball arenas, like the big screen right above the courts and all that. I don't think people are going to bitch. They're just going to enjoy the experience for that one last final match for Sting. You know, would I want to get a good seat, of course, but who knows? But yeah, as far as I know, Revolution tickets are still up for grabs. I think only like 600-700 left. So, but like Mongo said here, I mean, I'm sure by popular demand they're gonna want to open up more. So, yeah, back to the tag match. So I love this, man. I really love this a lot. It just, like, when you think of the teams, like, just the talent is just unreal. You know, you got Garcia with Danielson, like 2 technicians, you know, and I think it's going to slowly get Daniel Garcia into the direction that he needs to be at. You know, that technical wrestler, not technical entertainer. You know, so, and then the other side, Mongo knows best. I'm a huge fan of Roosh. I love Roosh. Maybe because I'm being a little biased because he shared my stuff and all this good stuff, and it's really cool. Damn it, because Jay White shouldn't be losing another match. I got to go with Danielson's team. I have to. Unpredictable, by the way.
I know Emily and I didn't really get a chance to talk about this match much, but I know she looks at this match. I just showed her the picture. I want to see her reaction. She's like me. She's like, fuck, what did I choose?
So I think that the true winner of this match, are you ready? The fans.
I agree.
Because I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter who wins. It really doesn't. It's going to be, you know, when people come out in a battle royale and they have a showcase each time somebody comes out, it's like Luchasaurus does his kicks or Darby does a coffin drop or like everyone gets their, yeah, that's all we're going to see for like a good 10 minutes, not 10, but it'll feel like it. Signature move, signature move, signature move. Crazy shenanigans the whole time. I'm pumped.
So this right here is going to pay off Arthur Ashe from a year ago for me. I said something a year ago, and actually we got laughed at on our page by a couple people when we were still growing. We got laughed at when I posted this. Garcia acted like he was joining the BCC last year. And he then turned and stayed with the Jericho Appreciation Society. And people kind of like laughed because I was like, I don't think he's done with that. And they kind of teed it off. This whole tournament, a new Daniel Garcia has kind of emerged. And yeah, 2.0, you know, Matt Bernard protected him and, you know, he also made fun of him, ridiculed him the entire time. He only protected him when he had to. I see him bleeding this match, and I see this match starting where he officially joins the BCC. I think Daniel Garcia is the next member of the BCC.
I would love that for him. He's a really great person, like, in general. We met his mom. She was adorable. And then he wore her underwear. Cruise life.
Oh, when he, so that's how Daniel Garcia wore his mom's underwear in a match. It was quite interesting. Things you only see happen on the Jericho Cruise.
Talk about lavender haze.
The fact that you remember the color is impressive. I just remember me trying. I just remember someone trying to give Daddy Magic hand sanitizer, saying "washy washy." Like those kind of moments are awesome. And this match is gonna be awesome. And Emily's match that she's looking forward to because she was so excited when the first potential happened. Next up, we have Abaddon versus Julia Hart for the TBS Women's Championship. Abaddon has been more showcased. The women have been more showcased. I'm glad to see they're putting her in a match, and spooky shit versus spooky shit. Let's fucking go.
So I didn't get to say this though. As far as our last matches that we were talking about, can we say what if the lights go out and all of a sudden there's like dark members standing there?
Interesting.
Because there's already going to be 8 people.
I mean, who knows? Like, what what do you think, Gary? Who do you think takes this, and what do you think they go with it?
Before I talk about the match, and Mongo, I gotta give my P's and Q's on the man that I love, and that's TK for this. So, yesterday during the media scrum, it's just amazing how much that Tony put over the women, and I applaud him for that. He said his focus is to get the women's division going in 2024. I don't know who's sparking that dude's ass, but man, it's really, really doing well. I don't know if you guys noticed, but on Wednesday there was 11 women showcased on Dynamite. 11.
I know,
11.
I saw your
11
post, and I
women.
was super happy to hear that about the media call and the showcase, and it's starting to show.
Yeah.
Like, one of the cool things is I'm not, again, a ratings numbers guy, because Gary talked about it.
Yeah.
Having my MBA, having studied marketing to the point where I did have to study ratings, I did have to study demographics. So if anyone wants to actually at me about this, I'll have a conversation with you. I'm just not going to argue with someone. But it's such a dying thing. But there's certain things you can still find out, like what piqued people's interest. And lately, fun fact, on Collision, women's segments have brought in more viewers than anything else. So I think that's why it's been kind of more. And I think it's because of Julia Hart. People are interested in Julia Hart. They're interested in Sky Blue. They're interested in where this is going, and he's listening. So if you guys want to see more of these matches, we got to watch them. Even if it's on YouTube, consume the content, because that's how you're going to get things to happen. And that's what got this match happening, because there was a whole movement before Halloween, like, where the hell's Abaddon? We should only not see her on Halloween. This is ridiculous. And now she's in a title match on a pay-per-view. Like, valid criticism is fine. I think and I love that this is what we're getting. So go Abaddon, go Julia. I'm just so excited. I know Emily's been like pumped. This is the one match she's like, I can't miss. If I fall asleep at all because of work, you wake me up for this match. Give me caffeine.
And Emily, did you notice as well, with Abaddon's matches, now they have like this fog theme for her matches? I really like
didn't.
that. No, I think it was her not her last match on Collision, because it was a quick one, but the match before that, like, they had like this type of theme for her match. It was really, really cool. So it felt like you were in the graveyard, which makes sense because it's Abaddon. I would like to see that theme continue for this match tomorrow night against Julia, because it would really fit with those two. This match I'm very excited for as well. It's just, I love the fact that Abaddon is finally getting realized and noticed. She has a figure coming out very soon as well. It's a good marketing tactic to show her more. And
She's my favorite person to play as in Fight Forever. Like, the things that you can do with Abaddon, you cannot do with everybody. And her taunts are like her moving her head, and they're quick and easy to hit. So if you're not good at video games, honestly, Fight Forever, you can still play that shit. Let me tell you, I play it, and I'm a Mario Party
better
person.
than me at it.
Yeah, our kid plays it all the time. He creates new people all the time. MSP, you're breaking my heart. Breaking up couple weeks ago. Merry freaking Christmas to us.
I think I broke Taryn's heart because now she's mad at me.
Yeah, Taryn, we will be on Zoom after this. I promise you. And we will figure this out, because there's other stuff in the comments I won't talk about. Taryn, listen, just once. We'll bring the Switch on and we'll get real drunk together. I don't mean like that, guys. Listen. No.
Well, this got dark awfully fast.
So, Taryn, we'll have to go on Fight Forever on the Switch, and then we'll see, because I think that you'll have a lot of fun with it. I'll get drunk with you. We can ditch the boys.
All right, then.
You, me, and Daz go find some music.
Perfect.
So I guess since we actually do the predictions, because I completely
Abaddon. And if this is graveyardy, even better. I cannot wait.
You think Abaddon wins?
I want Abaddon to take this. As awesome as Julia is, if Abaddon takes this, then she can join up with Julia, or Julia kicks her ass next time.
Wow.
Revolution.
Okay, I think we finally have one to do for that. I went with Julia retaining as well, just because I don't see them taking it off her, but I think this is going to be Abaddon's chance to shine because she's improved in the ring. And again, I can't wrestle. I can't do what she does in the ring. So I can't criticize and say I do this or that. But from a visual standpoint, her fluidity in the ring has changed and she's gotten better. And I think it was Gary who you had texted me. You're like, did you see that? And we hadn't watched Rampage yet. It was just her simple neck crack back looking at Julia when Julia appeared. It's like, whoa.
It's like Blair Onyx. She goes backwards, kind of like Bray Wyatt did. And I think that's what makes Abaddon stand apart from all of this is to just see what she can do. And the fact that they've been utilizing her so much. Julia Hart had faced all the other women. She had no issues. Now, all of a sudden, Abaddon's here and she's, dealing with her on like almost a weekly basis now.
And
I think she's curious.
I will say, Emily, and I'm sure you love this spot too. And maybe because, I pay attention so closely with AEW because how much I love the program. So you can tell within 1 week when the producer there for for the production left. Because this week I've seen so many different camera angles. It's a really nice touch. And one that I loved specifically was Abaddon on Wednesday. Here's Julia in sky blue. And next thing you know, it was quartered perfectly with Abaddon just standing right behind her like some crazy bitch that she's about to knock the fuck out. And it was just really, really cool. It was a perfect angle.
Yeah, they've definitely stepped up their game. I think in terms of production, because I think they're trying to show Warner that no, they can have a very visually appeasing product. Because this past week they had that cool overhead, like it wasn't quite up, but it wasn't quite in the middle. It was like an inverted angle, like what they used to do. I enjoyed seeing that because when they had a bunch of people in the ring, you could see them all. It wasn't like, how sometimes you watch a certain company, it's like camera 1, camera 2, like Wayne's World, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1. You're like, you can't keep track of where the camera is. You get nauseous, or you awkwardly see Roman Reigns doing this while AJ Styles is debuting instead of seeing the Titantron.
Or my favorite is when you just hear everybody commenting on everyone's butts, regardless of man or woman. You just see butt because that's all the camera's focused at is butt.
I heard there was a knighted gentleman who wrote a great fable about that. I like big butts. I cannot lie. By Sir Lancelot. Get it? He was a knight. Sir Lancelot.
Wow.
Mix-a-lot. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, Sir Mix-a-lot. See, he was still a knight, though. He was still
Mongo quit botching. Gee, man.
Yeah. Botchamania. All right. So before I ruin anything else.
Talk about ruining things. The bromance of Christian and Edge.
I know it's so hard to call him Adam.
Oh yeah, I still wrote Edge and everything.
Adam.
So yeah, we have Adam Cage versus Christian Cage for the TNT title in an Anything Goes match that should be in a cage. I don't know. I don't know because this is such a hard one to predict with La Familia and then the returning Jungle Boy who's going to screw over Christian.
So we're just talking about women, and I don't know if Emily saw this, but I'm going to pull a really big bold prediction here. Since the match is no DQ, you're going to see, of course, a lot of shenanigans. You're going to see a lot of turmoil. You're going to see a lot of good shit. This match maybe, just maybe, can top Swerve and Adam Page. I don't think so, but never know. So this leads me to the women thing. So, you're going to see, what's her name? Is her name Shayna? Shayna what? Shayna Wayne? Is that who it is?
Oh, yeah, Shayna Wayne.
Yeah.
I call her Mama Wayne. Mama
Okay.
Wayne.
Mama Wayne. Well, of course, she's going to interfere. Nick's going to interfere. Somebody's got to maybe come to Copeland's aid just to get him out of there. Even kill Switch. Now, here's the kicker, Emily. I made this bold prediction, and I really hope it happens. Mama Wayne's going to come out, do a low blow, start her shit with Adam Copeland. Call me crazy. Beth Phoenix comes out and protects her husband.
Okay, you're crazy, but I like it.
I don't think she is. I mean, I think she's a part of a Legends deal. I believe. I don't know if she's not. Please give me Beth Phoenix. Give me Beth Phoenix to run that women's division starting 2024. That would be great. But yeah, that's my bold prediction of the night. Who am I going to pick for this match? It's really, really hard. This one really, really is very, very unpredictable. Christian has been having easily one of the best reigns with that title since probably, not afraid to admit it, Cody. Actually, no, I take that back. Miro. Anyway, prediction: Adam Copeland, because I would love to see Beth Phoenix make the save.
Okay.
Call me nuts.
You're nuts. And on to Emily, who I know loves both these performers, and I also know would be happy with either outcome. Who's she picking?
So I saw something recently that really wowed me. It was just a picture of the two of them, and it was this man went on to a new company to find himself. This man followed. And I think that explains Christian and Adam to a T. I think it's really, awesome that they get to work together. Don't get me wrong. I think that they need to go out together as well. I think that they need to have a good, awesome run. But Christian got to prove himself before Adam came along. He got to show, I'm the man. I've done this. Look what I can do. And I think that this prevails and this continues. As much as I want Adam to take this, because who doesn't want to see Adam become a champion again after everything he's gone through? But also Christian is going to be the one to take this over, because it just would make sense for him to prevail over his best friend, who he's always been in the shadow of. Everyone always references Edge. No one ever remembers what Christian did. They remember what Edge did. And I think that's why Christian takes the AEW run, more so than Adam.
So it's going to be a match where it's going to look like Adam is going to win. I do see potentially Beth Phoenix. I like that, but I think Jungle Boy, aka Jack Perry, makes his return.
Gosh, that's weird, man.
And I think he joins the patriarchy because right now he's already going to get booed. He's already got a lot of heel heat. Why not pair him back with Christian? Just almost make him that get that go away heat, keep that heat. So I think that's the way you bring him back in, is have him join Christian's groups. That way he's not into other storylines people would get pissy about. It's a good way to bring him back, but it's also a good way to kind of pay that story off on the end too, where maybe Jurassic Express reunites again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he just trademarked that too, so that's a possibility. Yeah.
So if Beth comes through an AEW television, any point, pay-per-view or whatever you have it, and we don't see AJ in that Rumble this year, I'll be mind blown, because fire with fire.
I'm just
putting it out there for both. I want to see it all. I want to see wrestling. I want to see everybody. I want to see everyone coming back. I'm ready.
I think that's where it is. I think there was a lot of injuries that are happening now that suck, but there's a lot of injuries people are healing up from. So yeah, AEW is criticized for having a bloated roster, but it's like everything else. Triple H rose to fame because Stone Cold and The Rock were, dealing with going out to Hollywood and injuries. You have those people who are starting to step up like a Swerve to be those other aces, to be those new generation of pillars. So this is, World's End. I think there is a new era kind of coming to AEW with that. And I think that's why Jungle Boy is going to kind of come back here. And I think, like you said, all the returns, I think you're going to start seeing the returns. I think at some point, not tomorrow night, but I think at some point you see Mustafa Ali have not like a contracted run, but make a few appearances, have a few matches.
Rumble, Royale, whatever we're calling it.
I see eventually Jon Moxley, getting back together with Sami Callihan, because there's rumors that he's going to be coming in. So there's a lot of ways all these stories can go, and that's why I like, because the women's division is even growing. And next up, we have probably one of the best transformations besides Julie Hart, Timeless Tony Storm. That gimmick caught fire this summer, and I'm so happy she's doing this gimmick because this suits her.
Yeah, wholeheartedly agree. By the way, is this a segue to the match?
Oh yeah, that's so.
Oh, okay.
You have Rio versus Timeless Tony Storm for the AEW Women's Title.
Mhm.
So I guess, unless there's someone going to swear me, why do we all think Tony's going to win here, and how do you think it's going to play out?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's no brainer that for sure Storm's going to win. I think the reason why they did Rio, it's, you know, the timing of her coming back is very crazy to think about, just because the one that has trust, the one person that has trust in Rio the most is Kenny. And she's probably going out there with a blaze of glory, be like, listen, okay, I'm going to do this for man that I love. Thank you very much for having me on the card. I don't know. With that said, before I talk about the match, this is why I love about Cruising with Kayfabe, guys. If you don't have them follow, please do. Josh is such a good motivational speaker and a good friend. And I will say, I mean, he knows more than anybody else that AEW is feeling more my baby than Tony Khan, okay? This is where you need to hope that a 2024 is so good for this company. You need to have hope for that, because if you want one mainstream company every Monday or Friday or even Tuesday, you know which company I'm talking about. That's just not going to be fun for wrestling. 2024, I think Tony is going to wake up after World's End and be like, okay, let's turn this in hyperdrive. Let's get this thing going. It's time to turn around. It's time to change things, And I think with the new, the new direction of AEW, going back to its old roots, strictly wrestling, that's what Tony wants to do now. For what he was pretty much specifying in that media call yesterday. So I like that. Because again, I want them to be different like everybody else wants them to be different. Hopefully this will lead it to the right step. But anyway, enough about that. Match time. I'm going to go with Tony Storm, yes. I think what they're going to do is they're really, really waiting for somebody in particular to make a return. She's going to be back here in the next coming weeks, and that is Jamie Hayter. I think we're going to see Hayter and Storm at Revolution for the title.
I would love it.
But the same, oh man, it's just the thought of that sounds so good, so good. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really good match, probably better than Julia and Abaddon, perhaps, because I don't know about anybody else, but when Rio is in a match, I think she's fucking remarkable. She's really good. She's really good. But yeah, hopefully Tony doesn't use another butt pan this time, but we shall see.
I couldn't agree more, and I actually think Jamie Hayter comes back during this match. I actually had that as my bold prediction, that she came in during this match and it caused disqualification, kind of protect Rio there instead of, I know it's kind of a stupid, screwy finish, but I can see that where Hayter gets in because there's been enough shenanigans and it causes the eventual disqualification, because I see her coming after Tony Storm. And like you said, I saw that going into Revolution 2. I'm like, that'd be a cool feud. They keep saying February, but I notice every time you hear those dates out there, I think it's always a month or two off, and they always make that surprise debut. Because remember, we heard about Statlander, and it was like, oh, it's like a month or two away, and then she debuted that night because you had gotten a cameo from her, and she debuted that night. Kira was like, oh, we miss you in the ring, remember?
Yeah, how could I forget that? That was a great one. So between Statlander's, both of her returns, I mean, I was dying on the hill for her last return. I find that these matches tend to get a little more shenanigan-y the more people that are going to be out there. So you know that Rio is going to need people behind her. So she'll probably end up having Sheeta coming out. She'll probably have somebody possibly like a Nyla. She's got Willow, Chris, all these different people that are faces backstage that could come out and help. And what I would like to see is something kind of start to bubble up to the surface with Mariah and Tony, and maybe Mariah catches a shoe. I don't know, something.
Okay.
But also, like, if anybody hasn't listened already to Mariah May's interviews, both with Chris Jericho and with Unrestricted, like, just getting to hear more about her and what she's gone through to, like, do wrestling and, like, literally world traveled already. I just found it really awesome. I already liked her style. I already liked everything. And she did, the princessy stuff in Japan. And now she's going to come through here and do a little bit of a different take.
I heard someone might have a little deep dive on a future episode.
I will be taking a deep dive. New segments coming through. I'm going to start deep diving newer
I heard we have
talent.
some crew smoke coming for a new segment as well this next year too. Smokey's going to provide us with some crew smoke.
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of. I'm excited. I'm just excited to see Tony Storm taking seriously in such a silly, ridiculous gimmick because I love it. Also, shout out to Luther, one of the nicest people I've ever talked to.
Luther.
And just chatting with him on the cruise, we were just shooting the breeze. It was about everything. It was about life and just talking to him and just seeing how genuine he was. So, like, we've rooted for him just a little bit more. And to see him in this big gimmick with Tony, it's like you earn that because you're just so genuine and just he's so funny. He's so perfect for this, like, goofball horror, like, bumbling butler phase. I love it. Like, so I agree with Emily. I think it's going to involve all this kind of shenanigans and tease the Mariah May. That was a good one. I didn't really think about the Mariah May. I'm like, right, they're going to plant those seeds sooner rather than later.
Because we still don't know what her first match is going to be. And we know her and Harley are friends outside of wrestling, too.
Incredible. Then we have Moxley versus Kingston in the Continental Classic Finals. I kind of annoyed because I said a few weeks ago, I was like, oh, it's just set up to have Moxley versus Kingston, but then it was great booking, and I thought it could go either way. I wanted this way, but now it makes sense because you really do have two people who represent New Japan as well into this newly created New Japan Ring of Honor crossover title. So what do you think, Gary? Who's the Triple Crown? Who's going to be that dual champion?
Well, I said this to Majestic Marie, and I will say it again. I felt when Eddie was losing his first couple matches, I felt like the path was the champion to make that comeback story. It just Moxley, I love him, man, to the fullest. I do. But I think the story being told is the ultimate underdogs kick ass and rule ass. And, I'm going to go with Kingston. I have to for this one. This is another unpredictable match. I love the storytelling with this because these two have been telling a story for months. Not even months, like dating back from Revolution 2021 with these sparklers. Yes, what a great way of ending a pay-per-view. But yeah, I gotta go with Eddie on this one.
I want to see Eddie because, like, how great would it be to come out victorious to somebody that got what you wanted? Moxley had the life that Eddie wanted, and now he has the chance to be like, now I'm there too. I don't know. Like, this one, I don't know who's going to take this. I really don't have a guess. I think it's just going to be emotional. At the end of it, I think it's just they're going to hug it out, and that's going to be the match. It's going to be weird. It's going to be a weird match, but a good match.
I think it'll be a brutal, like, very New Japan style chop fest.
Like, brother, like meh.
Like, don't tell mom we have a straw sticking out your eyeball. Like, don't tell mom I'm fine. Yeah, it'll definitely be a brother versus brother slugfest. I think Kingston as well, just because he just won his first New Japan title. I don't see them taking that away from him. I think him putting them up like he nut up or shut up, he's like, I'm going to put both my babies in this pot and I'm going to win the thing. And then he went down 0-2 and he rose up. Like, it's a good story.
And Jamal makes a very good point. No one really loses in their hometown in AEW. Tony doesn't do that.
Yeah,
I agree with Stephanie. Yeah. Maybe that's what they're trying to do here, is create.
It's so hard because it's going to be. But yeah, I think Kingston is I think he deserves it too, because that dude has been a workhorse. He was kind of that quiet guy that you throw in a match, not quiet because obviously we've heard his promos. You would throw in a match, he would go out there and he would just work with whoever, even if you didn't like him, and he would tell you if you didn't like him, which very long list. Like when he says he has a list of enemies, I'm like, Eddie, how long is your list? Because every week you're like, I hate that guy.
It's longer than Jericho's.
Armbar.
And not only that, I just thought of this too. Moxley has a title match at Wrestle Kingdom next month anyway. So what would be the purpose for him to capture, this gold going into Japan? But
speaking of that, Bryan Danielson making his Wrestle Kingdom debut next month too against Okada.
Dang, I guess I'm waking up early.
That's when you're going in when it's on. So you'll both watch it. You'll both watch it while getting ready.
You just popped my bubble. Yeah. My sleep schedule's been so off. Everybody, if you are up at like 2 a.m, let me know. Yeah, I've been awake, and then I go to work at 5.
For East Coast, it's 3 to 6, and I believe it's 1 to 4 for Mountain. I'm not really sure, but it's early.
We're not good at time zones. Just ask Taryn.
But I just know last year I think I had like 5 a.m. to watch Will versus Kenny. And I was freaking exhausted, but I was like, worth it. Woo. I'm in trouble, guys. But yeah, now before we go to the main event, we know that it's MJF versus Mojo, but we know the devil's in the details. We have to talk about who's the devil and quickly what I think. So this is where I'm like, okay, who's the devil? Because I've seen everyone from Jungle Boy to Stokely to troll, like people that are clearly trolling, to being Tony Khan himself. Like who do you guys think the devil is? And in what's going on with MJF?
Somebody pointed out something today on this one forum where they're like zoomed in with the camera from this past Wednesday with the new ROH tag champs. One had a mustache. Literally, it could be Bobby Fish making his return. One could be O'Reilly. We could see the Undisputed Elite back together. Or Undisputed Era if they have the trademark, which I know they don't. But I'm very curious to see how they're going to reveal it and when they do it. Are they going to pull the trigger? Are they going to make Joe win the title? Are they going to leave people in uncertainty what's going to happen with MJF if he does in fact lose the title because of what people want to believe? Saying, well, he's really leaving after tomorrow. I feel this fucking storyline, I don't know about anybody else, but it has really engaged me week after week after week. People say, again, we all can agree here, Mongo, you and I talk about this all the time. People say AEW doesn't have long-term storytelling. Yes, they do, and this is a good example. So, what I am crossing my fingers...
too long.
I'm crossing my fingers. It is, in fact, Adam Cole. I'm really, really hoping him. And the reason why I'm hoping it's Adam Cole, it's just because that is going to make people wonder, again, the whole thing with MJF. You're telling me if it's, in fact, Adam Cole, So you're telling me MJF is going to leave the company when? Okay, so that's it. MJF is out of the company. Now Adam Cole is the devil. Now he's going to run the place. There's going to be more build and more to that story. So that's why I'm very optimistic that MJF's going to stay. I'm very optimistic Adam is in fact the devil. And again, a shout out to this amazing page here with Cruising with Kayfabe, trying to help us with these little clues. Mongo really helps me out with these because I'm just like him. I'm just like Emily. I'm just like everybody commenting and everybody that supports this amazing platform here because TK did say it's going to be revealed tomorrow. I actually would not mind if it was Tony. Just because all the shit that MJF did to Tony, destroying his company, shitting on his company.
No,
Wow.
No.
When
Wow.
you said it, I was like, whoa. Because whose office have they also been going to and shutting the door? I don't know. You just put a whole nother wow. Conspiracies.
It's me, Austin. It was me all along.
So we know my conspiracy isn't going to be, that accurate. So we're going to let Mongo go on his little Mongo rant before me.
It's Jamal. It's Jamal. Son of a bitch.
All right. So I've been saying since September when they started this angle that it's Adam Cole because Emily said, look at this dude's build. And they've said the person playing the devil has always been the same person under.
It looked like there was a ponytail at first.
That's what she said. It looked like it was a ponytail. But I go back to that promo MJF and Adam Cole first had. And Adam Cole basically said, Britt Baker, enough, stop talking about her. She could kick your ass too. He said, no one likes you. No one respects you. They respect me. You're lazy. You just show up. You don't do anything. Blah, blah, blah. What did he make MJF do? Work more. Show up more. Wrestle more. Be nicer. Get respect. He made him become the thing he hated. He broke him down. And then everyone who hates MJF is taking him out. Everyone who works with MJF gets taken out. And then Joe made a deal with the devil. Well, Adam Cole was pushing Joe the entire time, saying, Adam, take this match with Joe. You owe him his match. And I made a little clip. Adam was in the ring. He looked like he had something in his pocket. The devil showed up on the TV. And if you notice, when, what's his name in the neck brace, Roddy there, when he said, the devil, he pointed at Adam Cole on the screen. So Adam's clearly the devil, but I think with a Britt Baker twist. So I think it is Adam. And I think all the mercenaries, I don't think they're all like a cult or like a group. I think they're henchmen because I think it plays out for the match. I think MJF gets taken out Red Wedding style like Game of Thrones. That's why I dropped that reference. I think everyone just beats down MJF and they all reveal themselves one by one and they all beat down until the final person reveals himself to be Adam Cole. You're going to see Wardlow. You're going to see Riley. You're going to see Fish. You're going to see Roddy, Taven, Bennett. All reveal themselves people he's wronged. And then you're going to see Britt and you're going to see Adam. And it's going to be like a red wedding, like a Lannister. He's going to be cast away. And I think that's how the devil gets revealed. And that's how Joe wins.
I love the Britt idea because I've been saying this to the women in the Women's All Elite Roundtable. I really, really, really miss the heel Britt Baker. Like, nothing against her with being a face. She's been putting over amazing talent. But the heel Britt Baker is what rejuvenated her career to be one of the best in this division. The women's division. So I would love to see that again. But now I'm going to counter and ask you, Mongo and Emily. Let's say if that in fact does happen. What's next for MJF? Like, do you see him actually winning or losing?
I see him losing everything and then him going away for a little bit.
So that's pull the CM Punk maneuver, kind of?
The old 2011 Summer Punk where he disappears. I think he just goes away just for a little bit, just to kind of tease him leaving, him deciding his future. Obviously him for recover. But if you notice, he's not on advertisements or he's not on any promotional material. and they kind of slowly dropped the bidding war. But he keeps dropping hints, especially in Player Tribune, that like he's still a free agent. He's still playing up that he's leaving. Again, you have everyone betray him, and then he's like, "There's nothing left for me here," and he teases leaving. So then when he comes back, he can be the ultimate babyface. He's gonna pull that full, because right now he's a tweener. He's gonna pull almost a full babyface return, and I think that's how he kind of re-enters. They've reset AEW. They're gonna reset him into be that mega face because everybody's gonna be so ecstatic when he comes back as Sting's last opponent.
What?
I'm just kidding. That's Sting's last
A
opponent.
little too far. Reel it back.
I was trying to see if I could get Emily to the pod, and she was like going for it, and then I said that, and she's like, "I'm like, no, I'm just gonna be the most ridiculous." Like, no, I just think he leaves and comes back to further a storyline.
Oh, and I just thought of this as well, dude. Let's say Wardlow is part of that group,
Oh, he is.
and
He is.
then MJF comes back, gets his own people. Okay, who's gonna pair well against toe-to-toe with Wardlow? Alexander Hammerstone.
Oh,
Richard Holiday. We can get the dynasty back. Like, could that really happen? I could really see that.
Okay, the
really,
dynasty
really
in AEW. Okay,
Yes.
I like it. The dynasty versus essentially the undisputed era, because it'd be the Kingdom
Yeah.
and the undisputed era. Okay, I dig that.
Oh, and MJF can recruit somebody for the women to team up. For Baker, we can get Stat Baby over here. Yes. She's just hiding, but okay.
Also, I just want to point out very last pay-per-view until Will Ospreay is officially all elite. So that storyline's going to come in the next two guys. So think about where MJF can go. He gets maybe go against Will Ospreay eventually too. So I think he had a great run. This is a great way for him to drop it because we don't need him to have a record 987-day reign. If this can be the right story, have him drop it. Have someone like Adam Cole take it, run with it for a little bit, and maybe lose it to a Swerve. That's how Swerve gets it. I think you can really have a good storyline palette if you end the trade. If MJF wins and his contract is up, I don't see where it goes. So I see him having to kind of somehow lose his title. I don't know. What do you think, Emily? It's your turn. You've been the quietest. So let's get Emily's theory here and ending here.
Well, you know how like some of the henchmen have just come out all black? I want to see everyone come out with a devil mask. I want to see it because you got to remember that mask sat in the locker room and then it was just gone. That mask has been a very key component to not knowing who was who. So if they start pulling the masks off and then revealing themselves, I think it would be a little more visual to see that. And again, like the Britt Baker thing, okay, we go back to, yes, it was a TikTok dance from Doja Cat. I get it. It's a TikTok dance. Any other female could have done the devil horns. It could have been Statlander. It could have been Nyla. It could have been any female. It could have been Saraya. But it wasn't. It was Britt. There's a reason. Okay, they Taylor Swifted us with this whole entire thing. We've had Easter egg after Easter egg. Wardlow coming out with his hair all messed up. And then also the boots that were shown were also Wardlow's. They've Easter egged the shit out of us.
The tweet that she had where they're like, oh, how come they tried to stop MJF and let Adam hobble to the ring? Her frustration. Max gets all the time in the world. I haven't had a promo all year.
And then she took time off in order to do more wrestling from her dentistry. Where's she been? Taking care of Adam? Where's Adam been? Behind the scenes.
Jamal, that's why I think that maybe the henchmen, they're not all part of Adam Cole's new group. I just think it's people who he made deals with people. He made a deal with Samoa Joe. He made a deal with Wardlow. I think he just made a deal with Wardlow because I agree. You don't need no Wardlow under no damn match. You can tell it's Wardlow and he could just choke him out. But he can't because he knows there's a bigger plan. And he knows that he just has to ride it because whoever the devil is has made promises to people that's going to impact. So everybody's like, oh, this will be revealed who the devil is. The storyline's over. No, it's not. Aces and Eights revealed Bully was the main person behind it and went on to have an amazing story. So we don't know. This is just, to quote other people, this is just inning number one. This isn't, the ninth inning. I think it's going to go to that next level where this reveal, people are going to be disappointed because it's not who they fantasy booked. If it's not Adam Cole, I'm not going to be disappointed because I know that it's going to lead to something bigger. But you're going to see people, it should have been this person, should have been this person. But they only wanted that to be the reveal, not because of the story behind it. So I think that it's fun to speculate, but some people are going to over speculate this and be like, oh, I'm mad. You're going to see a lot of hate online, I guarantee, after this pay-per-view because people aren't going to like it. It didn't turn out the way they wanted it to.
I will only be disappointed if it's Jack Perry.
I think they're doing that to swerve people because the whole real glass thing. I don't think it would be Jack Perry just because I don't think he's that tone deaf because they clearly listen to fans. I don't think they'd be that tone deaf. Like, no, they totally want this. Let's just book Jungle Jackass.
I was thinking the same thing as well, Mongo, because TK does one thing really, really well. He listens to everybody. That's what, that's one thing I love about him. So, and yes, leave it to Emily. No.
It's okay.
I do like what Emily said.
All the references I put in today. I put quite a few different references in.
I caught like 3. And that's
I got a bad reputation.
I do like what Emily said, though. The Easter egg thing. One thing AEW does so well, is they drop hints every time. WWE may have done a QR code, but guess what? We got what Emily said, Easter eggs. So,
and you have to remember, like, if you go with MJF and you look through this entire year, the amount of stories that you can still pull up right now that are still running behind the scenes. Hell, CM Punk could be the devil and he could, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying, as far as storylines go, that's still hanging out in the universe. There's so many different stories that people, the henchmen are going to be all these stories, all these chapters throughout his year.
Look at every confrontation, every false thing. And everyone Joe accused being the devil except Joe was attacked. Like Joe, so it's.
But look at MJF's attack. It could still be MJF at the end of the day, guys.
I know, and then he could go out there. He could go out there and cut the most nastiest, cruel heel promo, and then saying, "Yep, I'm here. I am
so hard."
Yeah,
and it's his last AEW contracted date, which I think we can all agree. We hope it's not. I don't know what to believe anymore because I feel like the dirt sheets are basically everyone's screaming out in the middle of the street and you just try to pick out the one voice you think sounds kind of close and hope it's right. At the end of the day, no one knows. I hope it's not the last we see MJF, but if it was, there's no way he would have had the title or had this storyline going. That's just my realistic nature because he did say, I'm going to defend this title. I'm going to wait for you, buddy. You wouldn't say that to someone if you were like,
yeah, see? And then the whole thing, Mongo, what you were saying about this feels like the CM Punk thing from 2011. He did that in Chicago. not CM Punk, MJF, same thing here in his hometown of Long Island. It's going to be very interesting tomorrow. And, man, that main event is going to fuck with my emotions. And that's what I want in wrestling. I want something very believable, because, again, after that pay-per-view, if he does lose, I'm just like everybody else that loves MJF. I don't want him to leave. And I don't know. It's good. It's good storytelling. It's very good storytelling.
I think I'm being up and down the whole pay-per-view. I'm being not for the pay-per-view. I know you do too because you're working, but this pay-per-view is supposed to be. Just, I don't know. I feel like this is gonna be epic. It's the end of the year. This is a way to end the year out with a bang. Like this is gonna be the lasting image because it's New Year's Eve. Most people aren't gonna remember Sunday. They're gonna remember Saturday. So you got to end this year on a good note because people are gonna be watching the bowl games Sunday. People are going to be celebrating. If there's a moment that goes viral, people go all weekend sit home watch this.
I agree, Jamal. I think that MJF eventually will leave because he is getting his foot in the door with movie production. Obviously, we saw the Iron Claw that he had his hands in. I think that eventually, yes, he will leave. But at the moment, he's got too good of a thing. And his the most important thing for him at the moment is to get his name out there
Like
as a
WrestleMania
household.
45 will be MJF.
Yeah, like he needs a household name before he's gonna move on from AEW, and he's almost
And
there.
that's if he wants to still wrestle after this contract.
Yeah,
You know,
he could go right into acting.
I always love that everyone's like they have to. Like, I'm not saying Jamal said that, but there are some people like no matter what they have to be in a certain company. There are so many wrestlers who, you know, they're like, I don't have to, you know, this. I just want my career to be this. I just want to work this. It could be one of those things where he's like, I can make more money doing movies and, you know, not fuck my body up as much. Like the money's nice, but I made money. I can go make more movies and I can have some other schmuck get thrown on the, you know, the mat for me for money.
Well, this is it too, is that we know Chris Statlander comes from a stunt background. There's a lot of like, you know, want out there right now to see more wrestling movies being made. I heard a really awful take I'm not going to talk about, but people are wanting to see more wrestling movies and more people portrayed in wrestling. And I think that it would be really cool one day. I'm going to put it out there. I want to see a Jericho movie made one day. He wrote enough books in order for people to really get the footing to be able to make a great movie about
I'd love
his
to
start.
see an Owen Hart one.
Owen, it would be really cool to see him.
Like the Hart Dynasty. Like there's so many names in the wrestling business, and I can see that, you know, there's been rumors that Warner, I mean, I guess this is a good way to end the show here. There's rumors that Warner have asked Tony and AEW to create more content for them besides just Dynamite, Collision. And they're not saying add more time for wrestling. They're saying utilize to your talent. You know, we've heard they filmed reality shows last year with Darby and other people. He's climbing Mount Everest. Everyone forget that maybe they're filming all this from Mount Everest. I was thinking about that today. Like maybe the reason TK is allowing this is because they're filming a documentary because they said they were filming a reality series last year and they couldn't talk about it. And Darby was a part of it. Now he's suddenly doing Mount Everest. Tony's okay with it. He went to Asia to Japan to train.
And there just so happens to be cameras when he does Nitro Circus and stuff.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He's being seen doing all these things. What if that's one of the things, a docuseries about all of Darby's adventures? You know, I could see that. Oh, I think we actually lost Gary there. I know sometimes his internet isn't always his friend. But I think, to end it, you know, what do you think about that? What do you think about that being potentially a series or a future TV show?
I think it'd be really cool to watch, but can it just be fake? Can he, like, you know, go to the moon? Can we figure this out? Also, if you think about it too, I just want to put it out there, Dusty movie would be really awesome. And you could go back to, you know, people that had a life before social media. We don't know a whole lot about a lot of things, like back when the territories were a thing. And, you know, the show Young Rock really does hit some of those topics. But I don't know. I just find that right now it's a really great time to be a wrestling fan. And no matter where you look, there is wrestling some way, some form. Yeah.
Jamal said it earlier, you know, as long as wrestling's hot, we're good. Wrestling's a buffet. And just like the cruise buffet where Jamal's favorite bacon is on there and my favorite, fuck them pigs, bacon. We're eating good. You know, we get to go eat this delicious. If you don't like something on another channel, I'm not going to sit there and talk about a match that I didn't like, because why? Why am I going to spend energy talking about something I didn't like? Because I'm not going to give you good energy with it. But if we talk about wrestling that we enjoy, we're going to have more passion behind it. We're going to be able to critique it. Criticism is absolutely fine. It's more, to me, bad faith takes, like, oh, I hope AEW goes out of business. Well, that's a horrible take, but next.
Yeah, thank you. Next. What else do we have? Bacon. That's what we got.
But I think that's kind of what I wanted to have. Is there anything you wanted to talk about before you wrap it up, or?
I think that's it. I mean, chin up, watch for the shoe. I
think so. And also watch for our next interview that we have coming soon. I don't want to say anything else, but
I thought you were going to say watch out for tits.
No.
All right. Sorry.
No, we're not saying watch out for tits. No.
Yeah, I heard we got some cuties coming on board.
I know, I can't wait. So excited. This is going to be a big year for us. For those who are listening, we hope you have a happy new year. Have a great holiday. Can't wait for you guys to join us in less than a month on the Jericho Cruise. Come say hi to us.
Don't
I'll have
forget to
some
listen to
stickers.
our last episode. Also, look through. We have tons of tips and tricks. If you go back through the logs and you're traveling alone or you're a woman going on the cruise for the first time, make sure you tune in to Ladies Night.
I apologize. I'm not even going to cut you off. Someone did say, yes, we are going to be doing probably not during the cruise because there's not a lot of time.
Maybe on
maybe like on boarding day, like do a little vlog ski. Maybe like the day before we do something. But I don't see us doing anything, and the Wi-Fi is not really strong enough to do that kind of vlogging. But if you do see us on the cruise, come find us. We do have some cool stickers, some Cruising Kayfabe stickers that we'll give you. We have the title belt design. Des has been on the podcast as well. He was on Cruising with Rangers on Christmas last year. So again, these are the stickers. Come find us. Definitely get him back on. Check out that we might be also, if other people want to help out, we want to look into doing an episode of Totally Arctic Wrestling. So we'd love to do something with them. Des is one of my buddies, so I'd love to have him back on. Jeff, you can get a sticker anytime. You want a couple stickers? I got you. And absolutely, Des is representing the Northwest Territories. I love it. It's awesome to say that we have a friend in the Northwest Territories. It's wild to me.
I just like having friends from all over and actually like communicating with people, and we have a family.
No, I agree, and we thank you all. So excited for this next year. We thought we hit the ground running last year, but I think I'm ready to hit the ground running in 2024, and I'm ready for a huge year here on Cruising with Kayfabe, and I can't wait to take you guys with us for this ride, and hope everybody has a great time, and can't wait to see you on the cruise.
See you guys in 4 weeks.